Hey guys, it's me, Kezia, the world's leading female dating expert for men. And today I have with me one of the top wing girls in the world and my beautiful sister, Hadassah. Today we're going to be looking at the misconceptions about shy girls, or more quiet girls, and alpha, more difficult girls. Now, we get on really, really well. However, I'm a lot more alpha than Hadassah. You could say I'm a lot more difficult, a lot more hard work when you first meet me. And Hadassah's a lot more reserved. She's a little bit more quiet. And when you get to know her, you realize that she's actually very passionate about things, and she has a very, very inner confidence.
Yes.
And some men prefer girls like me, and some men prefer girls like Hadassah. We're going to go through all the misconceptions about the alpha show-off girl and the more quiet girl, and this will help you to attract the type of woman that you want. So first of all, let's start off with the alpha woman. The alpha woman presents a unique dichotomy. So in order to understand why she does things, we need to first of all go through some of the most common misconceptions. Misconception 1. Alpha women are all bitches. Alpha women do tend to hand out a lot more shit tests. And the reason that they're doing this is because they believe that attack is the best form of defense. But have you ever asked yourself, what are they defending? What are they so precious about? We actually really value ourselves deep down. We don't want to get hurt. And when an alpha woman falls for a guy, she's very loving. She gives him her all. She gives him her whole heart. And you've always said that very, very much so about your more alpha female friends. Once they fall in love, that's it.
Yeah.
So we tend to consider that that's more precious to us, and we will defend ourselves. And also, the shit tests are a way for us to find out if the guy can handle a girl like us. Another important thing is that we will sometimes hand out shit tests, and we will come back with very cocky, sometimes very caustic responses to when guys speak to us or ask us questions, because in fact we are still responding in a way that is congruent to our mask. So when I go around and I think that I'm Queen Bee and I'm walking around the club, and guys will treat me like this difficult woman, like this super bitch, my responses will be congruent with the mask in which they're speaking to still.
Yes.
And we actually talk about this quite a lot in the Deep Connection DVD. We explore that a lot more. But that's the first misconception. You can't believe that all alpha women are bitchy. It's a way to defend themselves. They're sending out shit tests because they want to protect themselves. But once you've got past those shit tests and we start falling in love with you, it's the real deal. Second misconception. Alpha women want to dominate men, even in bed. Wow, this is so inaccurate. It's actually very tiring, always being the boss, making all the decisions, always being the show-off, always trying to be the star of the show. So when a guy comes along and he's making the decisions and he leads us, it can be a great relief. Now, the part about being dominant in bed, I can't stress to you how wrong this is. Most alpha women want to actually be dominated in bed. Now, I'm not talking about what degree, how far that goes, but they do usually prefer a man who can be the dominant force in bed, let's put it that way. Third misconception, you need to be financially successful in order to attract alpha women. You don't even have to be successful. You need to be totally unapologetic. Yes, alpha women are looking for men who are totally unapologetic and who can look after themselves. It doesn't have to be financially. It's more you're in charge of yourself. You're in charge of, you can control your emotions. You know where you're going in life. You have a clear plan, a clear idea. That, for us, speaks volumes. You don't actually have to be successful in the sense that you have to have the best car, the best job. Alpha women like to be taken care of emotionally. So if you show that you are very confident in bed, and alpha women really, really respond very well to men who are very confident in bed. And you're confident in yourself, and you can take care of her on an emotional level, meaning that you can hold her, you can make her feel safe, you can be the rock in her life, because alpha women are often pretty weak underneath, and they need to have somebody stronger than them that they can go back to, that they can rely on, that they can build strength from. You can do all that, you can convey all that without having to have the best job in the world. So that's another misconception. Last misconception, alpha women are difficult. Now, this is partly true. Yes, to begin with, they are initially pretty difficult. But once you know that it's just shit tests, and she just wants to find out if you're the real deal, and remember, alpha women, they don't want to waste time, okay? They've got a very, very clear idea of what they want. They go through life going, I know exactly what I want. They have this attitude. So they don't actually want to waste much time. Once you get over those shit tests, they're not difficult at all. They can be sometimes highly strung, I might say, and they might actually be emotionally sometimes quite exhausting in a relationship. I will say that. But difficult, being nasty, being so caustic, that's only at the beginning stages of the interaction. And actually, we teach in our boot camps how to get over, we don't call them bitches, we call them shit tests, actually. And once you actually start looking at them as shit tests, you find it a lot easier to get over that. So they are the misconceptions of alpha women, and once you know them, you'll find it a lot easier to attract them. Now we're going to go over to the more shyer type of woman. Tell me some misconceptions about shy girls that men have.
Well, I think the first misconception is that shy girls are automatically nice girls. They are quiet, and therefore they aren't giving you shit tests, and therefore they're a lot easier to deal with. I think actually you need to look at it in a different way. Shyness is the introverted girl's shit test.
That's a good way of looking at it.
It is the way of looking at it.
I would say
it's our defence.
Yeah.
It's an introverted girl's defence. Now, I am not really as shy as I used to be, so I'm saying it more in hindsight and be able to work it out now.
But I have seen when we go out, you do take a back seat.
Yeah,
and you're like,
I do.
Let Kezia have the centre stage, it's fine.
I'm not going to battle until we clash the titans between us. I can't be bothered with that. No, I do take a little step back, but it's also to see how do guys handle it if I'm not giving them lots to work with. I find shit tests are making it very easy for guys. I think it's almost a form of flirting because you're laying it out like a pavement for you. It's like, all right, what can I take from this?
Yeah.
You know, this is a shit test. I'm going to make fun of your jump. I'm going to make fun of the way you're talking. I'm going to make fun of, what you're drinking. That is all stuff you can work with. The shy girl, she's not giving you anything to work with. She's just being silent. She might give you one-word answers here and there. Now, how do you bring her out her shell? The first thing about shy girls is don't put all the attention on her. Don't put her under pressure. Don't start asking her question after question after question, because that's what you'll need to do to get any decent response. Take a step back, talk about yourself for a moment. Talk about the surroundings you are in. Try and find a connection with her. Then, when she's feeling more confident about knowing who you are, she will start responding. Eventually, you will be able to touch on something she's passionate about. You will be able to tell this from the way her eyes light up, from the way her body language changes. Then challenge her on it, connect with her on it, validate her on it. Make sure she's working in her comfort zones at first. Then, as she gets her confidence in that field, as she will, suddenly you can expand the topics, talk to more about herself. The ice is broken.
I think another misconception, what you said was absolutely on the money. You said that shy girls are often considered nice girls. That really annoys me. That really, really annoys me because I see so many guys and they go out with girls and they say, oh, she's a really nice girl. And I said, no, she doesn't talk. I don't know how,
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know how you can say that's a nice girl because she doesn't talk.
An introverted girl, how can you tell exactly? I mean, it's like meeting an alpha girl on her first meeting. Say, oh, she's a bitch. That's it. End of.
That's the first thing that a lot of people will say about
But you will agree
girls.
that once you get to know them, you can see that they can be a bitch or they can be a lovely person.
They can be very loving.
They can be loving. They can be a bitch. You have to find a way and see. You've got to see their personality. Introverted girls, exactly the same things. They could be the biggest bitches you've ever met.
Well,
but they could be lovely.
I find shy girls are actually, from my experience, a lot tougher than alpha girls. deep down they've got they've got a toughness that alpha girls don't possess so much.
It's almost like when you
alpha
say
girls, it's all very front and it's trying to prove something.
It's like looking at the bullied and the bullies. So you say someone is a bully, they think there's a weakness about them, and someone who's been bullied actually has a strength because they've built up, you know, an inner strength where they've had to deal with something. And I often find that shy people have often been bullied in the past, and their defence mechanism is not to go and make friends with them, not to try and get involved with anyone, to watch. They watch the scenes, trying to work out who's good to make friends with, who's all right.
Is there any, when I've noticed, like, sometimes I have spoken in other videos how the way that you show IOIs is completely different to me, and I think there's another shy girl, alpha girl difference. Alpha girl will become a lot louder, a lot more brash. I'd start becoming like a caricature of myself and she knows when I like someone, and I know when you like someone because you start going in.
I become very awkward and don't want to make a fool of myself in front of the guy I like. You know, you sometimes, looking over at the guy, if he catches my eye, I'm going to look away. It's like this very old-fashioned kind of game. Well, it's very different to the alpha girl, what she does.
So shy girls, not necessarily boring, but it does take a lot more to get to know them. They are more difficult, in fact, than the alpha women because they're sending out less information. They're withdrawing themselves, holding themselves back a little bit, and also with indicators of interest, it can be quite difficult to spot.
Yeah, and I think another misconception is that shy girls sometimes say don't have much personality. It's just not.
I've said that. Sometimes you introduce me to some of your friends, and I'm like, she has no personality. That person. It's like, no, she's quiet. Give her time. Let her come out her shell. To know them, and they have been absolutely. Because quiet people, they do pay a lot of attention to what's going around them. They're not, they notice things because they're not making a big scene. They're observers.
They do observe.
Voyeurs.
They are voyeurs. And they spend a lot of time reading and researching perhaps and learning about something and have a lot of knowledge. But they don't bestow it on everyone straight away.
Okay, guys, well, listen, you might prefer the more quiet girl, you might prefer the louder girl, but I think that what we've given you here today is we've broken down, we've done some myth busting, gotten rid of some of those misconceptions about the two different types of women. I think the best thing is if they find someone who's sort of in between, don't you? Yeah,
or take a chance to get to know them. That's probably the best idea.
But I know some men, but it's pointless in saying that because on my boot camps, I say to the men, come on, who wants a difficult alpha woman like me? And literally about 30% will put their hands up and go, me, and that's their type, and that's it. And the others, which is usually the majority, will prefer a more quiet girl.
Yes.
They usually like these extremes, I find.
Yeah.
So guys, if you want to find out more about myself, my incredible team of instructors, I have other wing girls also on the team, check out the website, www.kezia-noble.com. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Are you ready to say goodbye, Hadassah?
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.